The Great Bible, 1 Samuel, the 19th chapter. Saul commandeth to slay David. Michal his wife saveth him. The 19th chapter. Saul spake to Jonathan his son, and to all his servants, that they should kill David. But Jonathan Saul's son had a great favor to David. And Jonathan told David, saying, Saul my father goeth about to slay thee. Now therefore take heed to thyself until the morning, and abide in some secret place, and hide thyself. And I will go out, and stand by my father in the field where thou art, and will commune with my father of thee, and whatsoever I see I will tell thee. And Jonathan spake good of David unto Saul his father, and said unto him, Let not the king sin against his servant David, for he hath not sinned against thee, and his works have been to thee-ward very good. For he did put his life in his hand, and slew the Philistine, and the Lord brought to pass a great health for all Israel. Thou sawest it, and thou rejoicedst. Wherefore then wilt thou sin against innocent blood, and slay David without a cause? And Saul hearkened unto the voice of Jonathan, and sware, As truly as the Lord liveth, he shall not die. And Jonathan called David, and showed him all those words, and brought David to Saul, and he was in his presence as in times past. And the war began again, and David went out and fought with the Philistines, and slew them with a great slaughter, and they fled from him. And the evil spirit sent of the Lord was upon Saul, as he sat in his house, having a javelin in his hand, and David played with his hand. And Saul intended to nail David to the wall with the javelin, but he rid himself out of Saul's presence, as he smote the spear with a vain stroke into the wall. And David fled, and was saved the same night. Saul also sent messengers unto David's house, to watch him, and to slay him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, told it him, saying, If thou save not thyself this night, tomorrow thou wilt be slain. And so Michal let David down through a window, and he went and fled, and was saved. And then she took an image, and laid it in the bed, and put a pillow stuffed with goat's hair under the head of it, and covered it with a cloth. And when Saul sent messengers to fetch David, she said, He is sick. And Saul sent the messengers again to see David, saying, Bring him to me, bed and all, that I may slay him. And when the messengers were come in, behold, there lay an image in the bed, with a pillow of goat's hair under the head of it. And Saul said unto Michal, Why hast thou mocked me so, and sent away mine enemy, that he is escaped? Michal answered Saul, For he said unto me, Let me go, or else I will kill thee. And so David fled, and escaped, and came to Samuel to Ramah, and told him all that Saul had done to him. And he and Samuel went, and dwelt in Naioth. And one told Saul, saying, Behold, David is at Naioth in Ramah. And Saul sent messengers to fetch David. And when they saw a company of prophets prophesying, and Samuel standing fast by them, the Spirit of God fell upon the messengers of Saul, and they prophesied too. And when it was told Saul, he sent other messengers, and they prophesied likewise. And Saul sent messengers yet again the third time, and they prophesied also. Then went he himself to Ramah, and came to a great well that is in Serhu. And he asked and said, Where are Samuel and David? And one said, Behold, they be at Naioth in Ramah. And he went thither, even to Naioth in Ramah. And the Spirit of God came upon him also, and he went prophesying, until he came to Naioth in Ramah. And he stripped off his clothes, and prophesied before Samuel in like manner, and fell naked all that day and all that night. And thereof it is, that they say, Is Saul also among the prophets? The 20th chapter. David complaineth unto Jonatas. The 20th chapter. And David fled from Naioth, which is in Ramah, came and said before Jonatas, What have I done? Wherein am I faulty? What is the sin that I have committed before thy father, that he seeketh my life? He said unto him, God forbid, thou shalt not die. Behold, my father will do nothing either great or small, but that he will show it me. And how should my father hide this thing from me? He will not do it. And David sware again, and said, Thy father knoweth that I have found grace in thine eyes, and therefore he saith, Jonatas shall not know it, lest he be sorry. And in very deed, even as truly as the Lord liveth, and as truly as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and death. Then said Jonatas unto David, Whatsoever thy soul desireth, that I will do unto thee. And David said unto Jonatas, Behold, tomorrow is the beginning of the month, and I should sit with the king at meat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the fields unto the 3rd day at even. If thy father speak of me, then say, David asked leave of me, that he might go to Bethlehem, to his own city, for there is holden a yearly feast for all the kindred. And if he say, It is well done, then thy servant shall have peace. But and if he be angry, then be sure that wickedness is utterly concluded of him. And then thou shalt show mercy unto thy servant, for thou hast made with me thy servant a bond in the Lord. Notwithstanding, if there be in me any trespass, then slay me thyself, and bring me not to thy father. And Jonatas answered, God keep that from thee, neither is it possible to come to pass. For if I know that wickedness were concluded of my father to come upon thee, thinkest thou that I should not tell it thee? Then said David, Who shall tell me if thy father answer cruelly? And Jonatas said unto David, Come, and let us go out into the field. And they went out, both of them, into the field. And Jonatas said unto David, The Lord God of Israel look on it, when I have groped my father's mind, one time or other within this 3 days, that it stand well with David. If I then send not unto thee, and show it thee, the Lord do so and so unto Jonatas. But if my father have any pleasure to do thee evil, I will show thee also, and send thee away, that thou mayest go in peace. And the Lord be with thee, as he hath been with my father. And thou shalt perform unto me the mercy of the Lord, not only while I live, but even when I am dead, and pluck not thy mercy away from my house forever. No, not when the Lord hath destroyed the enemies of David, every one from the face of the earth. And so Jonatas made a bond with the house of David, desiring that the Lord should seek it out by the hands of David's enemies, if it were broken. And with other words did Jonatas swear unto David, because he loved him. For he loved him as his own soul. Then said Jonatas to David, Tomorrow is the 1st day of the moon, and thou shalt be missed, because the place where thou wast wont to sit shall be empty. Therefore this day 3 days come down in Therefore this day 3 days come down in any wise unto the place where thou didst hide thyself, when the business was in hand, even by the stone Esel. And I will shoot 3 arrows by the one side thereof, as though I shot them at a mark, and will send a lad, and bid him go seek the arrows. And if I say unto the lad, See, the arrows are on this side thee, bring them, then come thou, for it is peace, and no hurt, as sure as the Lord liveth. And if I say unto the lad, Behold, the arrows are beyond thee, then go in peace, for the Lord hath sent thee away. And as touching this which thou and I have spoken, behold, the Lord be between thee and me forever. And so David hid himself in the field. And when the new moon was come, the king sat him down to eat meat. And the king sat him down after the old manner, in his seat by the wall. And Jonatas arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul said nothing at all that day, for he thought, Something hath chanced him that he is not clean. But on the morrow, which was the 2nd day of the new moon, it happened that David's place was empty again. And Saul said unto Jonatas his son, Wherefore cometh not the son of Isai to meat, neither yesterday nor today? And Jonatas answered unto Saul, David asked license of me to go to Bethlehem, for he said, Let me go, I pray thee, for our kindred doth hold an offering in the city, and my brother hath sent for me. And therefore, if I have found favor in thine eyes, let me go, and see my brethren. This is the cause that he cometh not unto the king's table. Then was Saul angry with Jonatas, and said unto him, Thou wicked rebel, do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Isai unto thine own rebuke, and unto the rebuke and shame of thy mother? For as long as the son of Isai liveth upon the earth, thou shalt not be stablished, nor yet thy kingdom. Wherefore now send and fetch him unto me, for he is the child of death. And Jonatas answered unto Saul his father, and said to him, Wherefore should he die? What hath he done? And Saul lifted up a spear to hit him, whereby Jonatas wist well that it was utterly determined of his father to slay David. And so Jonatas arose from the table in a great anger, and did eat no meat the 2nd day of the month, for he was sorry for David, because his father had done him shame. On the next morning Jonatas went out into the field, at the time appointed with David, and a little lad with him. And he said unto his boy, Run, and seek out mine arrows, which I shoot. And as the boy ran, he shot an arrow beyond him. And when the lad was come to the place whither Jonatas had shot the arrow, Jonatas cried after the lad, and said, Is not the arrow beyond thee? And Jonatas cried after the lad again, Make speed, and stand not still. And Jonatas' lad gathered up the arrows, and came to his master. But the lad wist nothing of the matter. Only Jonatas and David wist it. And Jonatas gave his weapons unto the lad that was with him, and said unto him, Go and carry them to the town. And as soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of a place that was toward the south, and fell on his face to the ground, and worshipped 3 times. And they kissed each other, and wept together so long, till David exceeded in weeping. And Jonatas said to David, Go in peace. And the things which we have sworn, both of us, in the name of the Lord, saying, The Lord be between thee and me, and between thy seed and mine, let them stand forever. And he arose and departed. And Jonatas went into the town. The 21st chapter. David fleeth into Nob, to Abimelech the priest, and getteth of him the showbread to satisfy his hunger. Afterward he fleeth to King Achish, and there feigneth himself to be mad. The 21st chapter. Then came David to Nob, to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech was astonied at the sudden coming of David, and said unto him, Why art thou alone, and no man with thee? And David said to Ahimelech the priest, The king hath commanded me to do a certain thing, and hath said unto me, Let no man know whereabout I send thee, and what I have commanded thee to do. And I have appointed my servants to such and such places. Now therefore, if thou hast aught under thine hand, give me 5 loaves of bread, or what cometh to hand. And the priest answered David, and said, There is no common bread under mine hand, but here is hallowed bread, if the young men have kept themselves from unclean things, especially women. David answered the priest, and said unto him, Of a truth, woman hath been locked up from us about 3 days. When I came out, and the vessels of the young men were holy. Howbeit, this way is unpure, and how much more shall there be holiness in the vessel? And so the priest gave him hallowed bread, for there was no other bread there, save the showbreads that were taken from before the Lord, to put fresh bread there the day that it was taken away. And there was there the same day a certain man of the servants of Saul, abiding before the Lord, named Doeg, an Edomite, the chiefest of Saul's herdmen. And David said unto Ahimelech, Is not here under thine hand other spear or sword? For I have neither brought my sword nor my harness with me, because the king's business required haste. And the priest said, The sword of Goliath the Philistine, whom thou slewest in the oak valley, behold, it is here, wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. If thou wilt take that, take it, for there is no other save that here. And David said, There is none to that, give it me. And David arose and fled the same day from the presence of Saul, and went to Achish the king of Geth. And the servants of Achish said of him, Is not this David the king of the land? Did they not sing unto him in dances, saying, Saul hath slain his 1,000, and David his 10,000? And David put those words into his heart, and was sore afraid of Achish the king of Geth. And he changed his speech before them, and feigned himself mad in their hands, and scrabbled on the doors of the gate, and let his spittle fall down upon his beard. Then said Achish unto his servant, Lo, ye see that this man is beside himself. Wherefore then have ye brought him to me? Have I need of mad men, that ye have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall he come into my house? The 22nd chapter. Doeg betrayeth David. Ahimelech is accused of treason and slain, and 84 priests more with him, because they received David. Nob is destroyed of Saul. Abiathar fleeth to David. The 22nd chapter. David therefore departed thence, and escaped, and came unto the cave Adullam. When his brethren also and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And there gathered unto him all men that were in cumbrance and in debt, and troubled in their minds, and he became a captain over them. And there were with him upon 400 men. And David went thence to Mizpah in the land of Moab, and said unto the king of Moab, Let my father and my mother, I pray thee, come forth unto you, till I know what God will do for me. And he brought them before the king of Moab, and they dwelt with him all the while that David kept himself in hold. And the prophet Gad said unto David, Abide not in hold, but depart, and go into the land of Judah. Then David departed, and came into the forest Haret. And Saul heard that David was come abroad, and also the men that were with him. And Saul sat in Gibeah under a tree in Ramah, having his spear in his hand, and all his men stood about him. And Saul said unto his servants that stood about him, Hear, I pray you, you sons of Jemini, will the son of Isai give every one of you fields and vineyards, and make you all captains over thousands and over hundreds, that ye have also conspired against me, and there is none that telleth it me in my ear? And whereas my son hath made a bond with the son of Isai, there is none of you that mourneth for me, or showeth it in mine ear. Behold, my son hath stirred up my servant to lie await against me this same day. Then answered Doeg the Edomite, which also stood by the servants of Saul, and said, I saw the son of Isai, when he came to Nob, to Ahimelech the son of Ahitub, which asked counsel of the Lord for him, and gave him victuals, and the sword of Goliath the Philistine also. Then the king sent and called for Ahimelech, and the priest, the son of Ahitub, and all his father's house, that is to say, the priests that were in Nob. And they came all to the king. And Saul said, Hear now, thou son of Ahitub. He answered, Here I am, my lord. And Saul said unto him, Why have ye conspired against me, thou and the son of Isai, in that thou hast given him victual and a sword, and hast asked counsel of God for him, that he should arise against me, and lie await for me this day? Ahimelech answered the king, and said, Who is so faithful among all thy servants as David, and thereto the king's son-in-law, and goeth at thy bidding, and is had in honor in thine house? Have I this day begun first to ask counsel of God for him? That be far from me. If I had known it, let not the king put such a thing unto his servant in all the house of my father. For thy servant knew nothing of all this, either less or more. The king said, Thou shalt surely die, Ahimelech, thou and all thy father's house. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, Turn and slay the priests of the Lord, both because their hand is with David, and because they knew when David fled, and showed it not to me. But the servants of the king would not move their hands to fall upon the priests of the Lord. And the king said to Doeg, Turn thou, and fall upon the priests. And Doeg the Edomite turned, and ran upon the priests, and slew that same day 75 persons, that did wear a linen ephod. And Nob, the city of the priests, smote he with the edge of the sword, both men and women, children and sucklings, oxen and asses and sheep. And one of the sons of Ahimelech, the son of Ahitub, named Abiathar, escaped and fled to David. And Abiathar showed David how that Saul had slain the Lord's priests. And David said unto Abiathar, I wist it the same day, when Doeg the Edomite was there, that he would tell Saul, and I am cause of the death of all the souls of thy father's house. Abide thou with me, and fear not, for if any man seek my soul, he shall seek thine also. With me thou shalt be in safeguard.